would know.
We can actually. We can pull way up front if you want. See what I get out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it costs us.
We can do it right after the approval minutes.
Homeowners. Right. For,
Yeah, right after the minutes.
Right after the minutes.
you know,
Like, wait,
Tell us to come up here.
well, it's, yeah, like if they don't pay the bill,
But
well, we,
you can't hold the homeowner license or.
We've had,
what happened?
as far as I know, since I've been on board, 2 other scouts have done
And
projects.
I'm really.
One was a picnic table.
And you're telling me I have to pay the water bill, and I don't pay.
Austin Craig did
We're
the
gonna send you.
old gazebo, Free Brook.
Yeah.
Toward
So you're gonna tell your tenant.
No, I'm just kidding. Didn't have any-
Make sure you follow Steve.
And I think,
Well,
Rory Combs did
and,
the benches out
Because in
there.
reality,
First trip I took to north central Minnesota. First trip. Tried a little trip close by, it was going great, going to Lance.
Yeah.
Everything.
After the 10 years, we're turning on the
Some-
water.
It's like a chicken salad. So we just went up there.
We've gone that far.
And are you getting lots of years?
Oh, yeah.
And then, went down to Texas. Somebody said it's good.
And there's a law. Police out there.
Everybody know we're.
Well, good. There's no, like, get on there and play.
Something happened.
Yeah. But you can, in case someone said,
Yeah, I don't know what kind of laws. Right. Yeah, they're not supposed to do posts that is.
Data plug down where, I can't remember. Yeah, and, on the way down, she walked forward. Check to make sure that my whole second one, take part. For the purpose of- That's a little wide. I'm gonna find out what it's a-
That's
Well, that was short trip.
Yeah, I tried to hold it
over.
So, although I'm not.
Jimmy, is that door?
So.
Who's reading? She's reading. She's reading the thing that's no longer valid though. I need to tell her. She read it.
Then we realized. So, we'll grab that and move it over.
Well, don't just take it down, explain to her. She's like, "Good." Say her, tell her that you're gonna take it down, it's no longer valid. So that's a little letter. She's not gonna be here.
No, but if you wanna talk about the lot. Honestly. Do it outside. Well, yeah, it's the possibility with town, I guess.
Have you gone on the ground?
We need to, not this, Amanda.
So we were.
Next week, go to that meeting.
You going to. Hook up big,
I'm not sure exactly what the status is.
build things up on the water, you work coming out. That's a good.
When's that meeting?
Sure, that
When's that meeting? Amanda wants to go to that meeting. March 12th? I don't know what time. We know what time.
They used to meet at 3 o'clock.
They make it very difficult. 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
But it is.
Oh, that's- I bumped off.
I could be able to use her,
I
but
took a box of my guy down the
and
road.
it needs to be like, I wanted to work with the town, or we need someone else for
I went with him, and this price that
me.
me, real estate. Every time I call. Got down there, got
So
over
that's,
again,
you know,
yesterday.
I think getting the
Looked at it,
terms
looked
of
at
bot
it,
and all that squared away.
he drove me straight to the third.
Yeah, yeah, well, hopefully once we get done, you guys will have a very short period of time before the bot actually comes out. So that's,
And.
I mean,
That's what I.
you don't need to.
All right, 7 o'clock.
No, I.
Pray, you know, do the pledge. Dear Father, we just thank you for the group here tonight. We just ask for special prayers for the community and the virus that's going around, just protect us, Lord, for the shield of protection around the town of Delville. With the spring break coming up, keep everybody safe as they travel on their ways and everything. Be with us for tonight, our decisions, and just guide us through the night. In Jesus' name, amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We need roll call.
Joe Scott,
Here.
Adam Jones.
Here.
Tammy Stample. Here. Steve Rogan. And Tom Roberts.
Yeah. Let's do we just have one item of minutes this month? That's cool. So we need someone to make a motion for the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Can I get a second?
A second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? All right, we have an Eagle Scout here tonight. And his name is,
Zach Knapp with Boy Scout Troop 74.
okay, and he's going to do a presentation. So come on up here to the podium and tell us about your project.
I am here for my Eagle Scout project, and I already talked to Mr. Jones a little bit, and he said to get some ideas for picnic benches or picnic tables for the parks. So I've got a few designs here for you guys. Now they're roughly around the same prices, but they're different in design. Design A is a little more open where you can move the seats. So it can be handicap accessible if you want, and you can use the seats for different events instead of the tables. And that'll be about $155. And these are just rough estimates that I looked up over the weekend. Design B, it's more of your original picnic bench. It's all one thing, but it'll be a little easier and a little cheaper. That is about $150. And then design C is mainly for handicap accessible, and it's the cheapest out of all of them, and it's $145. Is there any questions?
Yeah, how many were you planning on?
I was told to do about 2 per park, so roughly 4.
I'm not sure we'd want to do the ones that were the benches by themselves at the Shellwater Park. I don't want them floating down the river.
Or just floating away in general.
But we might be able to do those here. What do you think?
I think it'd also be good, for like a concert.
That's what I was
things like that,
saying.
Additional seating.
There's more vision there, so it's hard for them just, I think, on the hill, just to walk off of the bench.
Well, we could secure them as well. I like that idea. So like 2. So what, we would need design A, almost like a hybrid between A and C. So that we had one ADA compliant and one standard, but with separate benches.
Does that sound, you understand what I'm saying? there?
Separate benches, but longer tables, so people will love to.
Right, that'd be great.
You want all 4 like that, or just 2?
2 for the park up here, we do benches separate. So both ADA here and benches separate. And then at Shellbarger, do we have room for benches down? We can put them in, I guess, picnic tables. They don't have to go underneath the.
Yeah, there's a lot of gravel space as well, especially like in the, where the playground is.
Yeah. That's a couple there. So you want the, one ADA there with the benches attached and one not?
Sure.
Does that sound good? So it's just 4? And we'll pay for it. I find the money to pay for it. How soon can we get started?
I have to give a couple weeks to at least get the paperwork done. And then send in, I don't know how long it'll take them to get it approved and stuff. So I'll have to let you know about that.
Are you under a personal timeline yourselves, to have this completed by, so that you You get the proper badges and things like that?
Basically by the end of the year.
Okay, all right.
And this will be done, is it cedar you're using or what kind of wood are you gonna want for us to buy?
I don't know. I'll have to look more
Is
into
it
that.
like deck wood or some, I'm guessing something that's all weather? or something.
Yeah.
So then treated.
Treated.
So now that we have a rough idea, did you take notes on what we were talking about? I didn't.
The two here, you're wanting separate, like seats can be moved and then wheelchair accessible. And the two XL Parker, you want them complete where the seats attached.
Yeah.
And then,
One can be ADA.
yep.
The other one's regular.
Where I was going with that is, you can get us a material cost, then we can approve it. I don't know if we need to do it at a meeting, or we can do, treat each one as separate, so that,
Why don't we approve up to? And that way we can get it going. We get the stuff in and get it going. So if you're $150 for, what's the max? 155?
probably throw in some contingency there
So
also.
if you want to go, say 800 or 1,000? Up to 1,000? Is that really plenty of?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So, yeah.
1,000 covered?
Yep.
Okay.
So up to $1,000?
Yep.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
I can make it. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the project up to $1,000 for 4 picnic tables for Town Hall Park and Shelburne Park.
Second by Joe. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, you've got the project that gets approved. Now, when will you know it's approved?
Whenever they tell me, I don't know exactly how long it'll take them.
As soon as you know, let us know, because that's what we'll go out and buy.
It'll be the second of
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
Good presentation.
We have to meet
November.
the full material list, and I'll make sure you get the right people, and I'll let you know when you have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready?
All right. Financial reports. In the meantime, here's the employee distribution. You guys want to pass that up and silently, basically saying, who hasn't done this for a while? You did last time, didn't you?
I think I did it.
You did it?
Yeah, I think it. I'll do it.
It was the month of January. Departmental reports. Can you talk about sanitation while you're looking?
Yeah, I just need some advice on when we porta potties for our house. We'll do that the first of May.
Is that what we usually have it, Amy? First of May and then taken back first of November? Or is it-
We'll do something like that. Yeah,
Also, you might as well, spring cleanup days. Melinda called and said she could do the last weekend in April, running into the first weekend of May, instead of waiting completely into May. Because we get a lot of calls that people would like it a little bit earlier, so we're kind of in between. That weekend is available though, if we want to schedule the cleanup for that.
okay, we can do that, I think that's, I'm not sure what the date is.
What weekend was that?
First weekend of May, is that what,
Like,
like May, April 30th? It's
So
Thursday
it's Thursday, so it'd be May 1st.
to May 3rd.
Yeah. First through May 3rd.
And do we have big item pickup on that Thursday?
We can do big item pickup on the 30th then. It would be with the trash on the 30th, so.
So 4:30 through 5:03. And porta pots, 1st of May.
First of May, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
Anybody have any questions?
What dates were those for the spring cleanup?
4:30 to 5:03. Okay, thank you, Joe. Water.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you. Everything seems to be going well in water. I do have one item. And I don't think I have, do I have an actual document here, Amy? Do you know? On the split work that has to be done?
No, I didn't. You asked me to add it, but I didn't have a document.
Oh, okay. Last fall, they found a sinkhole in the Nixon's property on 32. That was caused by our water line going through the sewer line. And it had been there since the original installation. So it took that long for the sinkhole to develop. So Delaware Regional Wastewater District wanted us to pay for the entire cost of it. And so we had a little debate for the last 6 months. And finally, they arrived at that we're going to share that cost. The cost is, we have to hire it out because it's a nice sized job. The cost is $12,400. So our cost share would be $6,200. So what I need is a motion for the utility to pay our share, the town.
Make a motion that, that we go ahead and pay our portion of the stormwater sewer repair to the regional wastewater.
Okay. I guess second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Amy, this is a roll call on this one.
Can I ask a question or not?
Come up here and put your name on the list.
My name's on there.
Oh, just come up here. You can ask.
So everybody can hear you.
Like that's everything. So you said it's gonna cost $12,400 total, right? And you said that that was gonna be split. So how do you already know who's doing it? You've already picked who's doing it, they don't have to bid or whatever?
We have a quote from the company, yes.
But you, so you've already accepted one then?
That has not been accepted because we didn't accept the bid.
Right.
Yeah, it's a company that typically does our work or their work as well. It's called Curly something.
But you don't have to get so many, but you've already decided on which one you're gonna use.
Delaware Regional Wastewater District is in charge of that because it's their,
We just get paid, we don't get an opinion.
right.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Amy.
And that's, that's because we don't own the system.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Amy.
Amy Sample,
Yes.
Adam Jones,
Yes.
Joe Scott,
Yes.
Tom Roberts.
Yes. Since we're talking about the Delaware Regional Wastewater District, Delaware County, we had on the agenda that they have recently voted to increase our rates. And without basically informing us, giving us any kind of courtesy to tell us that. And so we got this letter here that told us they're increasing our rates as of this month, and it's going to be in our next month's bill. But they incorrectly processed the
Notice.
rate process. They didn't do it right. So they have to go back and do it all over again. So on March 12th, they're going to introduce it at the county building. I believe they're meet at 3 o'clock, and then on 4/1, April 1st, is a public hearing. So feel free to attend their meeting and express your displeasure if you would like. Sign in and ask your question.
All I want to know is how much you they plan on increasing it.
Oh, well, they told us in the email it's $67, but in this letter, it's $60.31.
That's not the increase, that's the
No.
total monthly.
Yeah, it's the total amount, so it's gonna go up $13 or 20, I guess, I'm not sure.
That's not a lot.
It is.
We agree.
Part of the problem is, part of the problem is we haven't had a rate increase in almost a decade. And so it's hitting us all at once. And we're gonna do everything we can to minimize that. But we're, we are at the mercy of the district.
So basically it's gonna go up either 13 or 14.
Right. Yeah. And if you don't remember, and maybe, years ago, our bill was gonna be close to 90. And thanks to James King over here, he arranged for a subsidy from the TIF that brought the bill down to $47 a month. And so that's why we've been paying $47 a month.
Okay, that's just like, okay, wow.
I agree. I'm not happy. I don't know about the rest of the board, but I'm not happy about how it's processed. Okay. Back to departmental report, streets, team.
One other thing on water, I just want to let everyone know, this past week, to help Brad, Tommy, we've been able to eliminate the monthly internet fee that we've been paying down at the water plant. We now have a wireless link here that connects the two. And so now we pay for internet one time as opposed to 2 times for the same purpose. The cost of materials was less than 1 month of internet service. So we maintain the phone line there as the backup in case there is a catastrophic problem and there is no internet service. But full functionality, no longer an additional monthly fee.
Yeah, we appreciate that. That's your hard work, and I don't know who else, but thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Brad built the system for here, the antenna mount, and Tommy actually scaled the tower.
Oh, you're kidding.
No,
He came
he had a
down,
harness. He
Yeah.
didn't learn.
he came down shorter, but much longer arms.
Okay. Well, thank you to Tommy, Brad, and Adam. So appreciate it. All right, Tammy.
Well, thanks to Brad for doing a good job, but we have, as you've probably seen in town, we've had some new, you might say hardware on the signs that monitor the speed as well as red reflectors. And also up the post is a red reflector to help bring attention to stopping. So I know he's been working on that. He's getting ready to go to a class. Other than that, I think we're good. Brad? All good?
Think you're all done with the snow?
Yeah.
Next week it's supposed to snow.
No.
It is Tuesday.
Fake news.
Well, I certainly appreciate it, especially, I know we had some complaints about the corner over there on Edwards. So you got the flipper in there, what do you call it? And the reflectors, are they on there as well?
Oh,
We're trying to make things more
They're all,
visible.
them reflectors are all over town.
Okay.
I will say with the complaint that we had, I do appreciate Brad and the police department for stepping up and doing everything they could to minimize the concern.
Did you guys stop and kind of focus on that for a little bit? Oh, okay. Well, let's wait for your police report. Right. Anything else for the streets?
No, that's all.
The community crossing grant, Mace, I would guess with the warmer weather, it potentially could start in April with the work on the streets, couldn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, wait for the plateau, we'll have to get that,
Well, we're doing,
if you're gonna pay.
we're doing the other
Sure.
I don't want to jump the gun, but it's gonna start happening.
We're on the list.
Okay. All right, and we're also, I have a meeting next week about the next grant. So we're looking at getting more monies for next year, so. All right, anything else?
No.
All right, planning and zoning, Jimmy.
Short meeting, nothing much. All going well.
You guys have any questions for him? All right, police, your turn, chief.
Everybody got the activity report?
Yes.
Any questions already? We'll go to the stop sign. He's complained about that stop sign several times. One time he said that it was from 7:30 to 8:15 during the mornings. I went there, sat for 3 weeks, stopped one car, and honestly, I mean, it slowed down. The wheels was still sort of turning. I stopped him just, I've been going down there setting when I can. And so far, the only person I've seen that almost ran it was a UPS driver. He called this morning, complained, Hicks went down there, said, still nothing. Most people that live down there, they know we go through there 15, 20 times a day. My vehicle's not marked, Hicks isn't marked, so they don't know who we are, not unless they actually live here in town. But like I said, I've got one car down there, and I mean, honestly, it slowed down enough for it to look both ways before it proceeded through. The other times, and I even took my body camera, stuck it up on the dash. And like I said, the only thing you see is the UPS driver. He come flying up and they just hit his brakes and then. But we can't sit there 24 hours a day and we try to tell him this. I don't know if he just sits at his front door with a cup of coffee and stares out. I mean, but we're through there quite often. And when he complains, we could come here and say. So we can't catch anybody running through it like he says. And he says it's like every day, 3-4 times a day. So,
Okay, wow. Guess you just randomly stop and watch it, so.
Mhm.
But I'm hoping that people will see it better. Maybe they weren't seeing it as well, I don't know. But you get in the habit, I think, of just kind of yielding through the stop signs, small towns like this, but.
Well, and a lot of times people that live here, because when I first come out here as a patrolman, I was made to sit 3 weeks down here at the stop sign. And probably about 90% of the people I stopped going through it, they live here in town. And it's probably people that live down there in that area that just roll up, they do one of these and run over.
Anything else?
I ordered 10 of the body cameras to replace 10 of them. Like I said, we're paying for it out of leasing, so it's not gonna come out of the general fund or anything like that. That's all I got.
Any questions of the chief? Thank you very much. Park Department report. Amy, you're the only one here.
We reviewed bids for landscaping and decided we would accept Droopy's Landscaping. I don't like the numbers, but it's the lowest and best bid, so the town, they have to approve us doing that bid. Anyway, we approved it on our end to get it started, to make sure we could get it started as soon as he can get us some books.
Do we have to approve that, Joe? The town?
I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's- So I think that's our main thing of business that we did. Yeah, landscaping was the main thing.
All right. Clean docket. Can I get a motion? You guys have all had a chance to review it.
Make a motion to accept the claims docket.
Can I get a second?
One second.
All right, Adam, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, now the new business. Speed sign quotes. By the way, I must admit, Brad, the speed sign out there works. The light turned off at 67 on the Walnut, and you immediately saw 36. Slow down. Because it's hard not to, when you're coming off 67, to need, to slow down that quickly. So I think it's a perfect place for that.
Yeah.
So appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry, then back to you. You got speed sign quotes.
Yep, so, everybody should have received, the quote in your email, a while back. For anybody here who did not, I pulled up the meat and potatoes portion of the quote, which is basically line items and the cost. And as an added bonus, I have talked with the school, this will tie in here in a second as to why, but they're gonna have meetings next month and decide how much they can help out with it. I'd like to proceed as if they're not, and then we'll just benefit from whatever after the fact. But what I'd like to do, what I proposed was that we place 3 speed and information signs throughout town. I think 2 of them on Walnut Street, the 18-inch variety, and the 11-inch is just a standard speed sign on Daleville Road. The 18-inch signs not only can do like what you see out there currently and reflect the speed, but we can also put short custom messaging on them. So during town events at school, things like that, we can better manage traffic, telling people where to go. So while it's simultaneously monitoring and displaying speed, and that data is downloadable through a smartphone app, so we can keep track of those types of things. While it's doing all that, it will also switch over and say, for Fall Fest, go to here and, parking available, a short message that tells people what they need to do. So if there's a basketball game or what have you, we don't have people driving around or going in the wrong way down one-way streets, things like that. So those are dual purpose. They're all solar powered. So once they're up, there's no real additional maintenance that needs to be done as far as running power to them, things like that. Obviously, a battery after a number of years is consumable and need to be replaced.
Who will be in charge of the messaging?
Oh, that's Brad, 100%. I'm just kidding. I think it's to be determined based off of the scenario. Ultimately, it will all come through a group of people here who has access to the system. I don't think non-town employees should have access, because there's also, I think you have all access or no access. So if the school would like to give us a message to put on in the evening or whatever, we'll take care of that. And it's all done Bluetooth. So drive up.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask, how it's updated, flash drive, or what, so.
Yeah, completely over Bluetooth, along with gathering the data. The 11-inch models, no additional information other than just performing the function, very similar to the ones you see all through Yorktown. So that's what I'm looking at. Total cost for all 3 signs is right at, we'll call it $9,600. So roughly, about $3,300 or so per unit. That's it for me. So I guess the ask is,
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to move forward with the speed sign quote, the quote that you provided.
Can I get a second?
One second.
Where are we gonna get the money?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Probably gonna have to,
What fund would it be coming out of? Appropriation.
probably at least right now, it's gonna have to come out of the general fund, miscellaneous. If, once we, the other funds grow a little bit, maybe we can move that expense over to where, like MVH or public safety, but right now.
Safety.
I think it's just too important just to wait.
Yeah, because the ones that Brad, the temporary ones that Brad's put out has made a big difference. You can just sit there and watch, someone rolls up to it, they see the number where it's at, and the number goes down. So, yeah, they're
I know
definitely
that.
effective. And it's nice enough that they're large enough that not only does the driver see that they're going too fast, everyone around them sees it as well, so I like it.
All right.
Is
Roll
there-
call. Oh,
Do
sorry.
we have any plans to add any down the road?
I'd like to see one added down on River Road, heading into town. Now, we need to go out of town too. But, at least coming in the town. you
Well, we can
see
put them,
speed
we can
going
put
up.
them wherever. I just thought the 18-inch ones are most appropriate, opposite ends of Walnut. But the 11-inch could go anywhere. And if we wanted to keep it portable, we can do that as well.
That's not a bad idea.
It just takes one, like a 350-pound base. I mean, you can do that.
I just know that over the years, we've had a lot of people speeding as they cross the river.
Yeah.
You know, I agree. So, yeah.
Completely ignore the stop sign down there.
Yeah.
When you back out on the river road, just pray.
Yep.
Pray it's not your time to go.
All right, Amy, let's do a roll call. Animal control, who's gonna help us with that one? Are you gonna help us with that, Amy?
Adam has,
Adam has something?
you want, yeah.
So I guess I can speak to it somewhat. We're in that time of year again where we're starting to have problems with stray animals, mainly dogs. In years past, we've had an agreement with Muncie's Animal Care and Control. That agreement expired. Amy has asked for an updated quote on that agreement. In the meantime, we don't have a plan. And I think we need to get one in place. And then we also, based off this information, it looks like we also need to update our ordinances, or at least review it and come up with a plan to decide if we want to update our ordinances on the care and confinement and overall, just well-being of animals in town. The reason this is brought up is this past weekend, 2 weekends ago, we had an issue with a stray dog. We had nothing to do with it. There was no plan, there was no contingency. And so the reason it's brought up today is because we need to come up with a plan. So there's no motion to be made this evening. I just think we need to get a plan in place. And reason I would propose is that we come up with some type of temporary confinement. So if care and control is not available, that we don't make a stray animal anyone else's problem any longer. If we have it, store it for a 24-hour period until it can be dealt with. So some kind of basic kennel that's secure. That's the only thing I'm thinking of.
We at one time had a cage out here that we could put it in temporarily. I guess one.
We could get another cage. I'm just worried if we don't have at least a cage purchased, we're gonna run into the same issue. I mean, I know it's gotta be frustrating for them.
Yeah, because we're the ones that end up with the dog.
It's usually on the weekends. It never fails, it's on the weekends.
Until somebody picks it up.
So can we, I would suggest that we get a cage.
I'm fine with that. That didn't cost very much.
No, about $50,
Yes,
something like that.
That decision has been made in the department.
Okay, well, we'll work on that.
Jane, do you guys have a problem picking them up, or you want to designate one guy to? Yeah.
Whoever's working on duty, they pick the dog up, they bring it down here, we post it on our Facebook, and hopefully somebody here in town knows who the owner is. But right now, that's the way we do it.
When I discussed with Adam and with Brad and Tommy, I mean, if we kept them and decided they'll be held for 24 hours, if the owner comes, they get a ticket for $25 for our trouble. And then if they don't get picked up in 24 hours, then Adam, we talked about possibly getting some sort of agreement with ARP. I don't know what that would have to be, that we could take them to ARP, because we will not be allowed to take them to Muncie. We are not in Muncie, we cannot take them to Muncie.
So that agreement. is
Unless,
not-
now, if we get an agreement, that's something different. But when I talked to the gentleman, it didn't sound like it was anything that was high on their priority list of getting agreements out to the counties. I mean, I don't know if you know any more about that, but I didn't see it forthcoming very quickly, and I was.
I believe the agreement that we had with them, that if they didn't send us a letter, we keep rotating year after year. But the guy, I believe, didn't he tell you guys that since it's a new administration, that you have to have a new contract? Well, I never heard of that, because that would be like, when you guys come into office and you have a contract with somebody else, that when you come in, you can say, well, we're not doing it anymore because.
Right.
Well, they said they weren't aware that it was, they said the contract had expired, and I said, no, it rolled over a year. So there's a lot of confusion over in Muncie about that.
Sounds like they just didn't have the room or the desire to mess with
Yeah, and I have a feeling truthfully that they're not going to do much work for the surrounding towns as far as getting contract. I just don't think they're gonna work very hard.
Well, they got stuck in a real hard position when the
They're,
old administration went out, new administration come in. They don't have the money to do a lot of stuff out there anymore, because a lot of the money went, I guess, elsewhere.
and I think even when we do get the contract amount, it's going to be, I'm assuming I'm just really guessing it's gonna be way more than we would even be
Do
able
we
to
pay them per
We paid them per pickup.
catch or
Yeah.
whatever, per pickup?
Only like $25.
No, it was, it was $125.
I'm gonna guess $125.
$125. Yes, I bet you're gonna guess, because that's what's in the report. And then we would charge, and supposedly if their dog was, if they went to the animal control and picked up their dog, they notified us that they had picked up their dog, and we could then charge the person, or we would get reimbursed for it. Never.
So we gotta figure something out.
Yes, something needs to
But
be.
we can
figured
buy
out.
the cage in the meantime,
Mhm.
so this isn't a problem.
Yeah, but we would have to completely change the ordinance to charge them
You can still
$25.
charge them $125 for each dog, $90 for each cat. But then.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of dogs left up there, because no one's gonna pay her $25 to get a dog.
Yeah. Aside from
Yeah,
that,
that's too
the
much.
animals owners are responsible for paying the boarding charges. They're charging the town. So you have to come up with whatever charges.
Yeah, well, I guess if we wanted to charge $25 boarding charge,
Yeah.
then that
Well,
could be the, I don't know.
We have to have an agreement with somebody in place first before we get the cage, because if not, we end up having a kennel. You know,
Yeah, but what do we do if they pick up a dog before we have an agreement? You know?
In the meantime, can we just have a
secure
kennel?
the egg.
Just have a kennel, and if we have a stray dog, it's gonna be back there, at least make it easier on the police, so they don't have it in their
It
office.
seems like we have to have a cage before that. I mean, just get the cage tomorrow.
Okay.
I mean, it's not fair to them.
Tom, we used to have an agreement with a man from Critter Control. He has an agreement, he did, now it's been years since we've used him. And he has an agreement with, is it Muncie, whoever it is.
He took the animals over to Newcastle.
Was it okay, that's who he had then. And didn't we only pay him, it wasn't all that much,
I
was
can't
it?
remember, but there toward the end, it was hard to get him to come.
Was it? Okay.
It
I
was
just knew he had a
done,
contract with somebody,
Well,
where
that's somebody
we didn't
who's-
have to pay him to do it, he came out here for, yeah,
I
okay.
mean, I could contact them and just see, so.
Okay.
I would, me personally, I would probably, somebody on the board, I would go to a Muncie Animal Shelter and sit down and talk to him there. Instead of doing it over the phone. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to get stuff done when it's face to face.
You know, I can do that and also reach out to Art and see if there's something we can come to agreement with them, maybe a donation or something like that.
In the meantime, let's get the cage. Okay. So, move on.
Do you want to formally approve this whole cage purchase?
It's only like,
Oh, is it that small? Okay, $50, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
let's finish the accident report fee increase. This is it. Do we have the, is it in here, Amy?
Should be.
Approved.
2020-01, I think it was.
I don't see it. Is that it? Nope. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, this is it. Who would like to make a motion to approve? Ordinance 2020-01.
I'll make a motion
Yeah. Better
to
make sure it's
approve
the 12.
ordinance 2020-01. Amending chapter 34 of the Delaware Codes of Ordinances.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Can you look in the, on the first page in subparagraph 3 and make sure it says $12?
It does. Yeah, I know you just want to try to raise the fee to 20.
Yep, well, hey,
It's kind of sneaky.
incentivize people to not get in accidents, I suppose.
All right, Amy, do roll call.
Amy Sample,
Yeah.
Adam Jones,
Yes.
Joe Scott,
Yes.
Tom Roberts.
Yes. All right. BZA appointment, is this, I can't remember, Joe, is this one I can just make?
Oh, gosh, I believe, actually, I think this is what needs to be voted on by the town council. if I remember correctly.
So I need a motion, Adam, to appoint Marshall Farmer to the BZA.
Yep, I'll make a motion that we appoint Marshall Farmer to the MTBZA.
All right, can I get a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? Let's just do, all in favor? Anybody opposed? All right, good. We talked about the Delaware County Regional Wastewater District a couple times, spring cleanup dates, we got that. Talked to Commonwealth this week about looking at what they would say would be the valuation of our sewage pipes that belong to the Delaware County Regional Wastewater District. Guess the potential there is maybe we'll pursue something there. But anyway, Commonwealth needs a general service agreement approved so they can do the work. They've done other work for us, and they always do a fabulous job. This is up to $15,000, but it's just up to, so it's an hourly rate. What our next step is with our relationship with Delaware County Regional Wastewater District, that we need to have this done. So what we need is a motion to approve this task order. I know it's a lot of money, but it's up to $15,000.
Make a motion that we accept the proposal to have a inspection and evaluation done of our stormwater and sewage system. That would be for further review of options down the road.
Can I get a second?
One second.
All right, discussion?
Where's this money gonna come? Will it come out of the utility or?
Good question. I'm probably gonna have to commit the,
We just spent some of the utility, didn't we?
out of the water utility.
Well, the repair on 32, we're taking, he said we're gonna take it out of the utility.
No, we're taking out general miscellaneous.
Say it, I can't hear you, Amy.
Didn't you say general miscellaneous is where the repair is coming out of, or did you take it out? No, water is coming out.
Well, that's coming out of
Sorry,
water.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
you know. It either has to right now come out of the, committed out of the general fund, which we have, again, the budget to do that, at least temporarily assign it there until we get money to cover it elsewhere. The stormwater is for stormwater. I don't know if we can justify it on that.
I think it's adjacent, close enough adjacent that I think we could justify it stormwater or water.
It is.
It's critical to both.
Well, stormwater is getting into our sewage lines, is what's happening, and that's costing us their money.
Right.
So, the stormwater has $35,000 in it right now, which is a pretty decent amount, so we could put it there. Unless it's something legal we could.
I'll definitely check on this floor, but I
Okay,
would
so-
say, as long as it's related, I would guess.
Okay, so, okay, stormwater. So, any discussion? Bradley? I'm sorry. You want to come up here?
Sign your name.
Seriously,
Seriously?
there's rules we have to follow.
Can't say the back.
Didn't they do that 2 years ago?
They did it 2 years ago, 2016. But it's a 4-year difference, and so we got depreciation on the lines and an update on the cost, so you are correct. But you did get extra steps in. So, all right, any other discussion?
Yeah, I've got one thing, not related to the, are we, is this
Yes,
topic
we're
related?
voting.
Okay,
So roll call.
Tammy Stample,
Yeah.
Adam Jones,
yes.
Joe Scott,
Yes.
Tom Roberts.
Yes. All right, you have another thing, I have one other thing as well.
So what's yours?
Mine is on the signatory for the SRF loan for our stormwater.
I can wait to the end.
Okay. So I have last year we had this signed, and I believe it was Bryce Conyers that was the signatory. But Bryce, since he's
You
left,
was maybe at one time, that usually would be a switch to the bill.
okay, but now they put my name in here, which I guess it's all right.
Yeah, that
So-
definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably want someone that's on the board now, so.
But we need a motion and to allow me to be the signatory for this. It's for the stormwater project we want to do with the town. So, can I get a motion?
We'll make a motion, we pass the resolution, giving Tom the right to sign big.
All right. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, Amy?
Tammy Stample,
Yes.
Adam Jones,
Yes.
Joe Scott,
Yes.
Tom Roberts.
Yes. Adam?
And so last thing I wanted to do was just recognize the loss of Carl Hubble. He was an asset to the community and our first clerk. So I was hoping we could just take just a moment to recognize him.
Was he actually, do you know, Joe, was he our first clerk?
I believe he was.
And he was here probably for several years, wasn't he?
At least 2 terms.
Is his name on the building out here, or is it somebody else's?
I don't think so, I think it's just a board member. Tammy, you want to know your dad's on there?
Yeah, my dad is on there, but I don't think
I
Carl's
don't
name
think
is on
Carl's name on there. On board.
We certainly do appreciate his service to the town. And his son is following in his footsteps, so serves as well on the park board.
there. He was a good man.
I would kind of like to see if we can get a picture from David and put it up there with Jeff. And Dave Shellbarger.
Okay. All right. We can do that once you pursue
I'll
that.
try to get one.
Okay.
We got a photo and we'll get something made up.
All right. Did I Did I miss anything else? Come on. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
Make a
moved.
motion to adjourn.
Joe beat Tammy and Tammy seconded. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Thank you to the 6 people who watched the meeting live.
Two of them might be my kids.
Hey, it's the Nielsen rate, that's all that matters.